Hello, everyone. Welcome back in our podcast. Today with me is our co-host, Veronika Pyszkova.
And Mateusz Sabder. We
Our
should
first,
definitely name our podcast somehow.
do you have any ideas?
Not yet.
I'm still naming it like my channel name. So it's Veles, but we can change the name it somehow. All right. Our first topic today is our journey in Australia. So me and Veronika will tell you about how we came to Australia and what was our expectation and what was the reality. Veronika, do you want to start?
Yes, I can start definitely. So I think so when I came here, which was 2017, I think I thought that it's going to be easy to find a job. The job was probably the worst for me. And I expected that I'm going to find a job quickly, but it took me more than 2 months, I guess. And I was also surprised by how people are friendly in here, like very, very friendly, because I wasn't used to it. Like, for example, when you go to the bus and everyone says, hi, how... Yeah, it was, because I'm generally a pretty shy person. I don't like when people talk to me.
I
So
had the same problem. Like, why these people are speaking to me? I don't even know them.
Yeah. And the bus driver is so friendly, and you just go on the bus and how are you? I'm like, what? Everyone just says how are you. It's very friendly. I think I didn't expect that. I didn't know that they are so friendly. So definitely that was surprising for me. Because if you compare people in Czech and probably Poland, that's very different. So there was the expectation, like, I was surprised, like, by how the people are. And yeah, what about you?
So generally, when I first came to Australia, it was 1 year before my student visa, and I was on the holidays with my mother. And then I started catching up that these people are different. They are so friendly, they are open, they are not stressed, and I think they are sharing the happiness. So the biggest difference between the Polish population and the Australian is that on the streets, people are smiling and people are cheering, and you can talk with everyone on the street, ask whatever you want, and just like people are smiling to you. It makes you feel very, very good. It was the main reason why I came to Australia after my holidays here. This country is a great option to live. It's far away from the Europe. And meantime, what was happening in Europe, it was an immigration crisis, which one is still lasting. It's not USA, which one was starting being unstable in this time when I was deciding where I want to go. It was much warmer than Canada and New Zealand. So Australia was perfect option for me. So when I second time came to Australia, I wasn't surprised that people are behaving this way, but I was relieved. I was feeling like, yeah, finally I'm in the place where I want to be, which one is home for me.
How did you go with your job? Have you found the job quickly, or have you been struggling?
Very easy. Listen,
I'm
a lucky guy. I always say luck in my life, and I think it's because I believe in luck. So when I came to Australia, I was looking for a job on the sick, and I find out that they are looking for a swimming instructor, and I have a swimming background, and also I was instructing and coaching in Poland. So next weekend, I done the course to become a swimming teacher, and Monday after this course, I was already on the job on the interview, and they gave me a job straight away. So I can say
that's good.
First week I was doing nothing in Australia. Second week I was waiting for covers. After 2 weeks I find a job. So life.
Yes. Well, that's good that you found it so quickly.
What about your home situation? Did you find good place straight away?
So before I came, I've already organized like short-term stay for 6 weeks because some Czech couple was leaving for holidays, actually to the Czech Republic, so they were renting the room.
Did you know them before?
6. No, they share it on a Facebook group. So I just messaged them and got it for 6 weeks.
Cool.
And then that was pretty good, but it was so far from the center, so it was pretty hard to travel to the center because it was on the beach and I had to go all the way to 12 kilometers. And I was riding my bike, obviously.
Was it in Brisbane?
No. Gold Coast. More in the south. If you know, like Burleigh Heads, Miami. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
So just there, and the center where my school was, it was in Southport. So it was quite a long way.
You never leave anywhere else than Gold Coast?
No. Always on the Gold Coast.
Right, cool. So what was your next apartment after this one?
There was it was in Labrador. That was more north and it was way closer to my school. There was with a couple in a townhouse. The guy was New Zealander and the girl was a Brazilian. And they were renting the renting the room, which was pretty good price. So I moved there. It was very nice. And after 6 months, they were moving out and they gave me to take over the place. So I was the what do you call it? Well, I was renting the place, nice. not landlord.
It was before your boyfriend came to Australia?
Yes. So I've already, in December 2017, I already had a contract that I was the tenant of the place. And then Hungarian couple moved with me. A Hungarian couple, they were really nice. And then my boyfriend came in January 2018, yes. And we've been there for a while. And then we moved after a year and a half, I guess. Yes.
Nice. Where did you move to the place where you are living now?
No, there was still one more place. Granny flat in Nerang. That was for 2 years. 2 years?
With many cats? Is it this place?
Yes. Yeah. The one with 6 cats and 3 dogs.
And he was leaving the windows open, so they was living in your house?
Yeah. That was nice.
And then you moved to your final place where you are now.
Yeah, now my current place. Yeah, we've been here for the last 2 months. Very nice house, 3 bedrooms, more space, but I'm missing the cats.
You can always grab one. I recommended you from a shelter because it's good to have them.
Yeah. And how did you go with rental?
All right, so I asked you about it because I was waiting that you ask me the same question. My story about the rental is very long. Firstly, when I came to Australia, I stayed in the place of my friend. It was actually my mother's best friend in Australia. So I lived in her flat for 1 month. After this time, I found some student place, student shared house. Actually, it was a flat, and the condition was terrible. I was paying so much money, $200 per week per shared room with a mold around the room. dirty carpet. Everything was smelling so bad in this room, and the culture mix of the people living there wasn't matching at all. So I was living in the room with one Polish guy. The next room was one Brazilian, one guy from South America as well, and one Asian. I think he was Korean. And in the third room was living two Japanese girls. And Japanese girls was super quiet and they didn't like to interact with us. The Brazilian guy was super loud, and he think that the Japanese girls are rude to him because they didn't want to speak with them. They didn't want to speak with him. And Japanese girl was thinking that he is rude because he is so loud and speaking to them all the time, and was so much misunderstanding with the culture. People just, hated this place, and I hated it. I paid only for 1 month, and straight away I moved out. And my friend Michael helped to find me the place in the Hertzville. Also, it was a very good place, but it was very cheap. I paid like 130 per week per room for myself. But the owner was Chinese, and he was very strict with not using anything at all. So I could only live there, and I could take a shower. I was working like a swimming instructor, so he had a problem with me that I take a shower at home because I can't take a shower at my work. Look at the logic. I'm working. He was telling me, "You're working on the swimming pool. You take a shower at swimming pool, not at home, wasting water." No, it's not good.
Oh my God, that's bad.
Yeah, it was insane. The cooking station has 4 places, but only one was working because the rest of them he turned off. He was telling that we shouldn't cook too much. We should cook just a little bit. That is why we have one fireplace. He was an idiot. He was taking my vegetables from the fridge and putting them outside. Imagine you're coming home, you buy a few fruits, few veggies, you're poor student, so you don't have any money, then you're looking there, there's no fruits, no vegetables. You're asking him what happened. And he's showing you that behind the house, there is a better place for vegetables than in the fridge. Yeah. It was terrible. At the end, we was arguing almost every day, and I was looking for some emergency exit that I need to move out very fast from this place. And I find a very nice place with very nice Chinese guys as well, but they were smoking in the house. So they was the most friendly Chinese people I ever met. They were super cool. They didn't speak English at all. Only one of them was speaking English a little bit, but the rest of them zero English. They was making a few parties at the house. They gave me a few bottles of beer. It was just pretending that we speak, but we don't understand each other at all. Yeah, and everything was really cool in this house, except they smoke at the house. That was the biggest problem.
All
my room was smelling like cigarettes. Yeah, it wasn't perfect, and everything what I'm talking about was happening in Sydney. Then from the second place, I moved to Brisbane. Brisbane, I first moved to the Sunnybank Hills. I was living there for 1 year with the one guy, one girl from Taiwan.
There was the when we were hold on. Was it the house where I was visiting you? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and the house was okay and the flatmates, but was okay, except they didn't want to speak much English. So the girl was trying to speak English. Hannah was pretty cool. But the guy, Jean, he was in Australia, but he didn't want to speak English at all. And, it was so weird that we were sitting in the kitchen living room and he was not speaking at all. Yeah, but it was a very nice place to live, except this problem. After they moved out, they came back to Taiwan. Two Filipino guys, brother. No, it was a girl and brother-in-law of this girl. Do you
Yeah.
remember the stories about them?
Uh, maybe, not sure.
Yeah, the guy was pretty cool, and they both speak English very well. Filipino, I think Filipino people speak English very well, almost always. But the girl was so dirty, Jesus. She was leaving food outside, so she cooked the food as she was leaving the food outside for many hours, sometimes 24 hours, and
Oh,
it would start stinking and have a mold on the top and was lying everywhere. She was clean for herself, but not clean for keeping the kitchen clean. And she also was studying culinary. If you know something about the kitchen, you know that you cannot unfroze the food and froze it again. And she was buying like a package of kilo bacon. She was unfrozing full bacon, taking 2 slices and froze it again. And this food just become bad after unfrozing and frozen. And I could feel on my food in the fridge and freezer when I'm eating it, it tastes different. Like, sometimes it's mixing the flavors. So I needed to start using containers, and everything in the fridge was in the sealed containers because I just couldn't eat it. Also,
fuck. Yeah.
Also, she had a problem of microwave. She was putting something in microwave and microwaving it for so long time that it was almost exploding, many times exploding, and the microwave was full of the food and on the top, on the sides, because
And
it was just
she never
popping.
cleaned it.
No, she didn't.
Oh,
Yeah. So, but the guy was very good. Guy was amazing, and I really loved him. After the Shilton Street, I moved to the Busby, to another Chinese people. Now, little bit explanation. Chinese people, because they are renting for a lowest price. If you want to rent the room from an Aussie, you pay a lot. If you're renting something
that's
from
true.
Chinese, you're paying super low price. That is why I have some problems with the flats, but I was paying a pretty low price for it. So it's not only disadvantages, it was also benefits for me that I could save a little bit more money. But this street was okay. It was very nice. It was a couple living there, and week after me, another Chinese guy moved in, and he was very nice, very cool. I think we became friends. But this couple, which one was renting me a room, like they start ignoring me almost. They didn't speak to me. They sit in the living room watching Chinese TV shows without giving me option to just go to living room, sit with them, or just watch something on the TV. So they just conquer whole house for themselves, and I had just room, and I feel unwanted anywhere, and I even couldn't join them because everything was in Chinese. Even if he was Aussie and she was many years in Australia, everything was Chinese. Imagine that.
That's bad.
Once she even left me a note in Chinese. Like how much you are not thinking to leave someone a note in Chinese? Yeah. It was ridiculous. But generally, place was okay, except that I just felt I'm just paying them, and I couldn't use the house fully how I should use it.
Yeah,
And
I know what you mean.
it was last place in Brisbane. After this one, I moved to Townsville, where I lived in the swimming pool. And I'm not lying, the place was in the swimming pool. So when you're entering the swimming pool, you have a register, you have a kiosk and cash, and on the top was my flat. So I have 13 stairs to my work. I was just walking downstairs and I was in the swimming pool. At the night when they closed the gate, I was actually closed in the pool. When I want to go out, I had to open the back door of the pool and just sleep in the place. It was pretty crazy. And my last place where I'm currently living is in the Cranbrook in Townsville. And it's okay, it's nice, but it's hard to use it after you was living by yourself in the whole house, like on the swimming pool, because everything was for myself. I could use everything and walk naked after the shower. And now again, I'm sharing the house with one lady. She's very nice, very cool, but still, like, I like to walk naked. I was telling you, it was a long story.
Why you didn't just find your own place? Is it expensive if you find like a studio or granny flat?
In Townsville, there is a problem with the flats, to find some good flats, and I also have a cat, so I could find something much more expensive. For example, I have an option to find a flat next to the city for 260. But in this
Hold on, do you have a cat?
Yes, I have a cat.
Is it like your own cat?
Yeah, my own. I adopted him from a shelter. His name is Shadow.
I thought that when you send it to me, I know that you've mentioned it, but I thought it's from the swimming pool. I don't know that's yours.
He was swimming pool cat because I was a swimming pool coach. So he was living in the swimming pool with me. And all the kids was playing with him, and he was like a mascot of the pool.
Yeah.
So when the kid was waiting for swimming or after the swimming, he was just playing with him. He's super friendly cat. But yeah, it's my own. I bring him with me